Hey guys, we're continuing our discussion on digital dementia-like symptoms in adolescence. And in this episode, we're going to dive down a little bit deeper into more practical things. And so, one of the things that we need to realize, especially as parents, because some of you are younger, but especially with my generation, we didn't grow up with technology and especially like social media and having a presence on there. And we're kind of learning this as we go, right? Well, kids are going to grow up in a different, situation than us, right? And they're going to have more online interaction, more technology interaction, more of that than what we have. And in some ways, that's going to be good. In a lot of ways, that's going to be bad, though, right? They're going to be more connected, but they're also going to be more disconnected. And as they get more connected, especially on technology, um, the, the line of reality and make believe starts to get very blurred. And so in this episode, that's what we're going to dive into. It's how do we help kids navigate what's real, what's reality, and kind of what's make believe and what's not true, right? And so, especially even in today's society, especially with technology and social media and all of that, and even on TV, there's all this talk about fake news, trying to decide what's real, what's not real. Well, with kids trying to figure it, if we can't figure that out as adults, especially when we're talking about the news, how are kids going to figure that out? And so one of the strategies that I'm going to highly recommend and to start young and work your way up so that it's not quite so painful later. Sometimes if we take an easy way, things are either easy hard or hard easy. If we do the hard thing first, they become easier later. If we do the easy thing first, they become harder later, right? And this is one of those topics that either way, there's a hard part and there's an easy part. But if you want a good outcome, at some point you're going to have to do it, right? And so, one of the strategies that we've implemented as a family, but one of the strategies that they talked about a few times at this Digital Dementia Summit was being able to help explain what is real and what's make believe. And so, depending on the age, as they're younger, one of the things that we do, we don't watch a whole lot of TV, but when we do, if we catch a commercial or a part in the show where somebody may be not being completely truthful or something like that, or especially in the commercials, a lot of times I like to stop the commercial and ask the kids, do you really think that this outcome is because they have this certain car or whatever, what are they trying to sell here? And is that real or is that make believe, right? And I think it's been a really great, fun thing because now the kids, when they're watching a commercial or something, they'll point out, oh, that's a lie. That's not true. One of our shows that we watch as a family. Uh, for whatever reason, we got onto this Alone series a few weeks ago during the pandemic, and so we watched a couple of those episodes, and so it was really good because a lot of times we would pause it when the contestants got into some stinking thinking, right? And we would point that out. Do you think that's real, or that is that what they're believing in their head, right? Is that really reality? And that was really kind of powerful for even me as a parent, and me to kind of think through, okay, do I have some of that stinking thinking, right? But that's where we're starting to set the stage for them to be able to start to understand as they get older and they start interacting with more and more technology, and especially as they move up into whatever social media will be out there at that time. When they hit that age range, that they can start to differentiate what's real and what make believe. And so, as we continue that, and as the kids get into social media and things, I think that's so important. I know that if you have a teenager, they're going to roll their eyes. They're not going to want to do this with you. I can imagine. Just trying to think back when I was a teenager, it would have just been the most brutal thing for my parents to go through my social media with me and look at, okay, is this real? Is this make believe? Look at that blue sky. Is that a real blue sky or is it a digitally enhanced picture? And so, but I think it's so important for kiddos to be able to understand what's real, what's not real, what's being projected versus what is truly reality. Especially on social media, there's kind of two different things, two different extremes a lot of times that I see on there. Not that I get on there a ton, but it's, ooh, look at me, how good my life is, or hey, have pity on me, look at how bad my life is, right? Like there's two kind of different extremes there, and it's not really reality most of the time. um, uh, so nobody has everything perfect, nobody has everything figured out. And everybody has something to be grateful for, even in our bad moments, right? So there's always kind of two sides to the coin. But I do think helping to teach kids and helping them to understand what's true, what's reality, start at a young age, work your way up, so that they have the confidence to be able to tell those things as they get older, and hopefully better than even us older folks can tell those things, and they'll be able to spot them just like that if we are training them up correctly. So anyway, that's today's practical tip, helping kids understand the difference between reality and make believe, or perhaps a phony expression that may be trying to be projected towards them. So anyway, have a great one. Stay healthy, stay well.